Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I got a little overzealous with this project, I think, because I didn't compare notes with the size ring that I bought. So I'm going to eliminate the two journals in the first and last section, and I'm only going to do the middle journal. Therefore, I'm not going to use all of these either. So I think I'm going to keep two of these, and these are going to get used, and I'm going to keep a small bag and I'm going to keep the bigger bag and take one of these out. So these will definitely get used for another project, but let me put those aside there. But I just don't think I can get it all on the rings. So what I plan to do then is we'll have this and then this, and then we'll have, probably not exactly in that order, we'll have a divider, and then we'll have the journal in the middle of this divider, and then we'll have excuse me, this and this. And I mean, it's a stocking stuffer, so it's not supposed to be a year's worth of journaling. It's for just making some small notes or whatever in. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And if you get to making this, you can do it completely different. We could leave these out, and then we'd have a little bit more room, but I'm just playing. Okay, so I had this piece here. Put these back together again. Today what we're going to do is, I hope, finish up the journal and then put the whole thing together. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do for the cover yet there. But I have this postcard page, and I did back it, and I should have paid more attention. I had some problems with my printer not registering that the paper was loaded. It'll say paper out, your printer needs attention, you're out of paper. And I go and I put the paper in, and it doesn't tell the computer that there's paper in it. So I have to reset everything. Well, if turning the power off and on doesn't work, then you have to disable the printer and re-enable the printer, and when that happens, it resets everything back to default. Well, I haven't set it back to borderless printing yet, so when I did the back side of this, I got a little bit of white, but I'm not going to worry about that, because I think if this is the right way, let's see, it goes this way. I have to remember, I made a little, I took a scrap where I've run out of one of the colors of ink, so that I could figure out how to make this with the tab, and then have the journal. Of course, it's going to be 6 inches. So this will be the journal cover. So if I want that to be the outside, it's going to go this way. That means this is going to be the cover, and this, well, that didn't work out exactly how I wanted it. But I'm just going to trim off this. Actually, let's try inking it and see what happens. If the ink will cover it up, I'm not going to worry about it. If it still looks bad, then I'm going to just trim it off. I'm not going to worry about, that. See, down here it doesn't look too bad. And but I don't know. I guess it doesn't look too bad. I guess I'll go ahead and leave it. It does blend in a little bit. So sometimes, when things don't go your way, you just think it's a bigger deal than it actually is. But I'm going to go ahead and ink these edges of this, because this is going to be our tiny journal to go in, which will be 3 by 6. It'll be a skinny one. All right, so let me get my scoreboard. This piece is, and you'll be able to see it here, it's 6 inches tall, and I went ahead and did 7 3/8 wide. Now, did I need to turn that around for the writing to be right side up? Yes, okay. So this is the way it's going to go. All right, so I want this to be the inside and I want that to be the outside. So I'm going to get my score tool. There it is. And I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch here. And this isn't going to be going the right way because I'm doing it backwards, but you'll get the idea. I am going to fold this up to 1.5, but I don't need a score here because I don't want it to, you know, fall apart in the book itself. So I want that to be kind of stiff and all one. But I do want from here to here to be, or let's see, so that will fold over to 1.5. So from 1.5, I want this to be 3 inches, so I'm going to score at 4.5. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this upside down, and I'm scoring at 3/4 and 4.5. And that way, we get those scores going the right way. All right, and that way we have the inside here, and here's the journal, and here's the piece that we are going to punch the holes in. Okay, so our journal will be inside here. Now that means I need to make the pages. I'm looking for a paper to write on. I've got a stack of junk over here. I'll just write it on here. I need to make the pages just a tad smaller. So it is 6, so let's do 5 3/4. And the journal will be sewn into here, and I really don't want it to go past that mark. So let's do the 1, 2, and let's do 2 3/4 for that. Okay, so 2 3/4 times 2 is going to be 4 6/4, so 5.5. Let's open it. Let's see. 5.5 is going to take me, yep, 5.5. Okay, so 5 3/4, and then 5.5 is going to be the width. Okay, so let's put that aside for a minute. And I guess I need to get those other papers. I want this to be, I'm just going to take off that piece. And I don't know if it printed crooked or what. It doesn't look like it printed crooked. But this is not cutting straight. Maybe I am just not holding it in its sliding. That is a possibility. Alright, so I need 5 3/8 high. So let's cut this 5 3/8 high. Or I'm sorry, 3/4. Boy. 5 3/4. And I'm just going to cut this in half, right? I'm going to cut this in half at 5.5. And that's the size I actually wanted, so I'm just going to trim off that extra piece. I'm not really concerned about whether it's perfectly 5.5. And there again, we're cutting way crooked. Don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's do this one. Just trim off that little bit. Okay, so there's 2, and I think I decided to go ahead and do 8 pieces. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I will speed up this process. Okay, so we should have 8 pieces here. Double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then I am going to fold those in. You know, I'm going to do half and half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fold those over. And do the same thing here. And like I said, there'll be a little bit of a jagged edge, and that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind that. Okay, so that gives us just a little bit of that. So then this is going to fit in here like that, and we will punch holes in that. So I'm going to let's finish inking this up. There we go. And do this side. I am not going to be attaching a cover or anything to this journal because it's going to be inside. But after we put the binding, the O-wire binding on it, then we'll see if we have enough room to make some pockets, additional pockets on there. So there we go. Okay. All right, so this will be glued down. So we can go ahead and glue that closed. And that's just, you know, a double layer for extra strength that will be in the binding. So close that down. Okay, and then I am going to run to the sewing machine and just run a line of stitches right down the middle of that. So let me put a little pencil mark. This is just because I can't see that fold sometimes on the sewing machine, doesn't have great light. So I just make a line and I sew over it and it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's get that attached. Got about 1/8 of an inch top and bottom. So I'm just going to clip that in as we do. Now this will have about, well, there's 8 pieces here, so that's going to be 32 sides. That'll be a fun little size for a stocking stuffer. So make sure I've got no bubbles here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And you can see what I do is I just do a straight stitch on the whitest setting, and which on mine happens to be 5.0. I don't know what that means. I think it means there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches per inch. Oh, but that's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so yeah, we just want to fold those over. If you do it any closer than that, it kind of just perforates your paper, depending on the weight of your paper. If you're using 20-pound paper, you know, that can be devastating to a project. But if you're using a thicker paper, maybe not so much. So this is 28-pound paper. That's what I usually use. Okay, I am going to just ink up the edges here of these, and here, just for some interest. I don't know, interest is what you say when you don't know what else it's called. Just a little extra something something. Okay, that one's a little shorter, so just open it and get in there. And like I said, it's kind of a varied width because I cut off those white parts, but it doesn't matter on something like this. So there we go. And that is going to go in the middle section. So let's see. You know, I might still can get those other 2 pieces in there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put them back. So let's take, it was going to be this, that, and then we were going to do that other bigger one with this, and then the journal, and then let's go ahead and stick that back there where it was. I think we can still make that work. So let's put it together. Okay, so this is my first time doing this, so let me pull out a ring thing. My box did not stay intact. Oh well. Alright, so I can see that can be a nightmare if those boxes get squashed. So for 6 by 6 we pulled the plug at 12, and we're just lining it up here. We're not moving this out. So that's how we're going to bind it. So I'm going to turn it the same way so that I don't get confused, because you know how I am. I'm going to undo this, and let's see how we do. I hope you guys can see that. And I think I'm going to stand up. Okay. It doesn't want to come. There we go. Okay. All right. So that looks pretty good. All right. So I'm going to put that face down here, and then we'll do the next one. Now, this is measuring it. It's 3.5, but I don't want an extra hole on this one. So I think I'm going to pull 7. And I'm just gonna pull that out because I don't want that extra hole. I'm gonna stick that in there, and we'll hope that it's right. Now, I was watching Heidi Swapp do this, and it's not exactly centered on that one, and that's because my size is not exactly 3 inches. The dimensions on here for which pegs, etc., to pull are evens. So if you're working with 3 inches or whatever, you know, but that's okay because this is going to be staggered in the journal. And I think this one is going to be, we'll put that one probably on the bottom, so that's okay. It looks like I didn't push it in all the way, so I'm going to have to pay attention to that. This is the same thing, not exactly 3 inches, so let's make sure we get it all the way in there. Okay, there we go. So that can go, well, I'm not going to line them up right now. All right, so then we have the center. Oh, now on this one, I need that 7 peg. So I just need to remember to put the 7 peg back in when I'm doing the larger ones. Okay. It's a little tough, but it works. All right. Now we're back to pull the 7 peg, and actually I didn't even have to jiggle it this time. So let's do this. This is a little taller. This one is almost 4 inches. So if it's 4 inches, it says pull peg 8. So let's pull peg 8. Let's put 7 back in and pull peg 8. Okay. All right. It's not quite there, so I'm just going to smidge it over and make sure it's all the way back there. Perfect. Good job. I hope you guys can see that through that handle's probably right in the way. All right, and then we have this one again, which was pull a peg 7, and you can kind of eyeball it a little bit. Okay. And now we're up to our journal. So let's push 7 and 8 back in. And I'm going to open this so I can get it all the way back in there. And make sure everything is pushed in except 12. Okay, there we go. Put that back that way. This one will be the same. I want everything but these chipboard and card ones are really thick, like so. And you know what, while I'm here, I'll go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do this one. And then, what's going on here? There we go. Maybe there was a piece of paper. Oh, see, that did not go back there at all. Oh, no. What's going on, guys? I'm hoping I can revisit this. Okay, let's try that again. I may have to redo that, but actually it's not too bad. It's got a decorative edge, okay? So, okay, so now let's go back and pull peg. I'm just going to pull peg, I think just 7. Okay, let's do that. And I want to make sure that it's going, but I'm not sure how far back it actually goes. I'm looking. Okay, I think that's, yeah, see there some of the paper seems to be sticking to the blades, and so it doesn't want to go back all the way. I think that's good. And one more, and then we probably need to empty that drawer. Okay, good. So let's make sure that we have everything. Okay, so, oh, well, I guess I still need the, this to hang the wire on. Now, I have 11 holes. So I need 11 of these. Let me get my wire cutters. I moved them. That was dumb. They were hanging right here. Here they go. They fell over. Okay. And I think I got these at Dollar Tree or someplace like that. Maybe Walmart for $1 or $2. And I think these are the same ones. They look identical to the ones that come with the cinch. So, all right, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that right? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so then I want to cut right here. All right. Halfway between. I can't always squeeze as hard as I need to. I heard you could use the Tim Holtz scissors for these. I don't have those. It kind of looks like it got mostly through. There we go. Okay. So now we have a piece left for another project. So we're going to hang these here. Sorry guys, I'm playing this. This is the first time I've done this. So I do remember that you take the back page and you slide it, you flip it to the front. So I know that because that's what hides your binding. So starting, I'm going to flip this over and starting at the back, let's see, let's put this one at the top. And let me put this, actually, the way these cut, they almost need to be on the bottom. So let's do that one on the bottom, and we'll do this one on the top. That may have something sticking out the top, but that's okay, I don't mind. All right, here's a divider. And here's our journal. And here's our other envelope. I was going to put this one in the middle if I can. Put it there. And we'll put this one here. This is going to have things tucked in the side. And we'll have our other divider. And then we'll have this one toward the top. See, that doesn't quite fit in there because it's not centered. So I guess I'll put that one back at the bottom and put this one at the top. Although that one doesn't seem to want to fit either. I really need it to be like that. These are the things that you don't know. I'm going to just trim it off just a smidge at an angle like this, because it's not going to be noticeable, but it'll let me fit it where I want it, because the cover is going to be on here, and then this is the back cover. Okay, so then we take this off. I think that's going to be a cute little book. Okay, now where do we squeeze it? We squeeze it over here. Okay, now I believe, and I want to double check, but the sizes on here say 3/8, 1/2, 5/8, etc. This says 4 pieces, and none of the sizes are the same as what's printed on here. How dumb is that? So 0.625, 1 5/8 centimeter. All right, so that's kind of dumb, but I don't even have my other ruler that has centimeters on it. 0.625 inches is almost a third, 2/3, right? So I'm going to guess, since it's not 0.5, it's not a 1/2 inch, I'm going to say that it's 5/8, okay? Because that's just a tad bigger. So I'm going to dial this, put that down for a second. Hopefully it won't move. So let's see. I think you push this down and turn it to 5/8, maybe. It says push and turn. Okay. There we go. It's either past it or before it, so we're going to hope for the best. All right, and then this goes with the open side this way, and with the open part of the C facing the back, and then you push down the top like that. Hey, we did good. All right, we did really good. So now I just need to fold these little pieces under a little bit, and just so they don't snag on things. That's my biggest concern, is making that, you know, when you're trying to bend this piece, bending that whole wire, because there's not really anything to hang on to. So I just kind of want it to go down out of the way like that. Okay, now we're going to take the back cover and flip it around, and there we go. Okay guys, that looks really good. We've got the one journal in there, and then we're going to be able to have room to put things in there. Things are not exactly where I wanted them, but that's okay. Yeah. And I'll learn next time. You know, you got to try things out, otherwise you don't know. And these bags are totally sticking out the top, but that's okay. That's fun. And then the tags are going to stick out too. So let's see, what do we want to decorate this with? I had some paper waiting. I have these, I wanted to use this for the cover. I really like that. So let's cut that out. I apologize for the lighting, guys. It's actually raining today, which is a very rare occasion. So we need rain. All right, so let's... There again, this kit that I'm using for this is my Porch print. This is Grandma's Attic. Okay, so let's ink this and see what we want to put around it. Sorry for looking at my watch. I have groceries coming soon. Well, I should say baking supplies because I didn't want to order a bunch of stuff from Walmart at one time because they mess things up too often. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed using it, the Walmart delivery, but there's always seems to be something missing. Yesterday, you know, the mayonnaise was missing, and to me it's not worth $3 to call and hassle over it because it takes me a good half an hour to an hour to get through to somebody. So when it works, it's great. But I figured I'd have a better chance of getting most of my items if I did 2 separate orders. I was doing twice a week, smaller orders, which worked a lot better. But I didn't do any shopping last week, so. All right, so this is a nice little piece that can go underneath just for a little piece sticking out. And then what else have we got? Got a postcard here. I was looking for some contrast. Most everything on this in this kit is very similar in color. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Depth. It's all very soft, subtle, which I love it. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But there's not a lot of contrast going on. So, but that's okay. So maybe I'll put that there, coming out like that, and this coming out at the bottom, maybe like that. I need a little piece of lace of some sort. Let's see. I can put lace along there or lace along there. I think I'm going to put lace along the edge, and then maybe I'll use a piece of this lace behind that main focal point. Let's do that. All right. So I do like that this will now lay flat for me. I will definitely be making more cinch booklets. I've seen them many times and always thought, well, that's not something that I would use on a regular basis, so, you know, I wouldn't invest in it. But, you know, if hubby wants to buy something, I'm not going to stop him. Okay, so let's make sure that's even. Okay, that way it's decorative on both sides. Okay, so let's do, let's go ahead and glue this piece down. Okay. And I'm going to attach that right up there because I want that stamp to show. And I think I'm just going to pop that out like that. I'll go over here with it all the way almost to the edge, and that's a little crooked, so let's come down just a tad. Alright, so now this one, I think what I'll do is put the glue on it and put the lace on top, and then we will cut around it. How about that? Okay. My wand. Sometimes when you don't have contrast, if you can add some texture, that'll do ya. So let me cut this piece off, and I think I'll do it about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, put all those in the snippets and add a little bit more glue. I want to make sure I get enough to go through that lace. And I'm going to attach this down like that. That's cute. I like it. And I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I think that's plenty, because if you want to put this in your purse, you don't want it a bunch of, you know, three-dimensional items snagging. So, and then this doesn't really need a closure. If you want to put a closure on it, you could put, you know, tie a ribbon around it, but I don't think this one really needs a closure. It's not super fat, but I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to go through and put in just some extra journal cards, etc., and then I'll be back to show you a flip through. Thanks for watching. See you next time.